these long rectangle pieces are great because you can take swirly wire, and the swirls are just in contrast to the long, straight, angular, geometric shape of the rectangle. They're usually drilled through the top, which makes an easy anchor. I'm going to take 20 gauge for this. I'm going to take a little more than a meter, just a little more than 3 feet. Put the wire through to the middle of the stone. Put both ends together so that you can find where the middle is. And then pull these two ends, press them tight, twist a few times, get it nice and locked in. And I like to actually lock it in further by twisting each of these, crimping each of these a little bit. That keeps it from sliding up and down. As you do the next part, we're going to turn it on a right angle, twist it backwards to make a nice loop, kind of roll that right into the front like that, and then we're going to start our swirly waves. And I really have no plan for this. We're just going to see what looks good with the wire. By the way, abalone is one of my favorite stones ever. It looks like melted aluminum foil cuddled up with a unicorn, or some alien planet that's melted metallic rainbows. Anyway, let's start moving this wire and see what it wants to do. Now, I could go all the way across the whole face, but sometimes wrapping around the back helps to lock it in better. So I'm going to wrap around at this point. And come back around here to another loop. And now I'm actually going to try to thread it through here. I think I have enough of an angle going that I can put this through this loop here without making a kink in it. Alright, so we're going to grab this and just pull it all the way through like that and see if that works. I've actually never done this exact move. Might not work. We'll find out. Looks good so far. I want to pull it diagonally behind here. So it's actually going to be like that. And because all of this is kind of floating and there really isn't a lot of anchoring going on, which means this could be very fragile to like someone banging it out of place, I'm going to try to use this part to do some anchoring. So start right here, see if we can actually wrap this through here again and lock it in right there. So I'll start with this first one. I got to press down real carefully, make sure nothing else moves. Pull that as tight as I can. Ooh, that was difficult, but I got it pretty tight in there. There's a little tiny loop left, but that's not enough to worry about. Now I'll try this one and do the same thing. All right, I think we got it. See how that looks on this side? Interesting. I still want this to look kind of whimsical and fun. And then this one can bend over a little bit. This one can bend it over here a little bit. Sometimes twisting this will lock it in. Actually, it always locks it in, but I'm going to save it like that until I scarf it. I think scarfing it also locks it in. This is still kind of floaty. Let's push these more like that. And let's see, do we need any more fancy stuff in the front? We really don't. This is an empty spot right here. We can just, oh yeah, we can just come up like this in a nice arc and make that be the scarf coming from behind. Just trying to keep it from being, I want to keep it from getting angles. I want to try to make it very round, but I already manhandled this part of the wire too much, so there's like some corners in here, so I'm going to have to work them out in a second. But first, let's lock it in by scarfing it. That's good. Cut it halfway across. So we actually didn't use up most of our wire this time. That's unusual. It's either too much or too little, but that's okay. You can always use the leftover wire for earrings and all kinds of stuff. So I really like this. Again, I want to work out these little areas, try to make it a little more round. And believe it or not, if you're careful, you can do that. Going 1 millimeter at a time, you can actually pull out the roundness again, flatten the corner parts, and pull out the roundness till it actually feels organic and natural and not worked over, even though you literally did work it over to get it more round. All right, I think that's good. That's very whimsical and fun. This one is going to be a little bit, you got to be careful. You can snag parts of it. And I could tie down all these parts. I could get extra thin wire and, you know, anchor it here, 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 but that would take away from how fun it looks right now and, you know, how it just floats off into all around. So just tell the person wearing it to be careful. We do have that really good anchor right there, and that, so, you know, give it a little bang, a little push, a little rub it here and there. Imagine how the wear and tear it's going to take on someone's neck, and tell yourself, yeah, I don't think he'll get pulled out of place too much. If someone gets a hair caught on there or someone gets a button caught on there and then yanks, we're going to have trouble. But they can always bring it back to you to fix it. So I think this is good. We'll put some jump rings and a chain and we're done.